So what I do is pretty routine. You know what I'm saying? The way I eat. You can't have much variance if you want to be on point, right? So every morning I eat cereal, as most of us love to do as kids, right? But cereal's high in calories, right? So these are my cereals. So the variance is different ones, right? Chocolate. It's like Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Whatever the honey one is. It's, you know, they all similar. This one is new. I never had it before. As you can see, like I already was on this one. And then I add fruit. Those of you who don't have fruit, they got these. This one's new. I never had it neither. I've had this one. I'm someone that keeps a ton of fruit on me. A major part of my diet is a lot of fruit and water. You know, the fruit keeps you hydrated, so you don't got to drink as much water. 'Cause I used to drink like 2 gallons of water and still be thirsty. Once I started eating a high intake of fruit, it was like I only need a gallon, even in the summer when it's hot. So I'm going to try this new one. Never had it. The reason I use this cereal, right? It doesn't have sugar. But you know, they always tell us something don't have sugar, but it'll have artificial sweeteners in it. And I've talked about this before. So I use the monk fruit, which is a natural sweetener. Because all that, like the sucralose and, you know, aspartame, they can give some of us heart problems. And I'm one of those people. So I can't use artificial sweeteners. So the monk fruit, it's the same thing I use in my protein powders, which is what I use for milk, for my cereal. So fruit, the high protein, high fiber cereal, protein powder for the milk, and real fruit, which is, you know, low in sugar, low in calories, and it's high in fiber, and it even has a little protein in it. And it gives you all the antioxidants and minerals and stuff you need. So today's milk is a combination, a little holiday combination, you know, even though the holiday's over, but I'm still going through it. You know, I use the gingerbread mixed with, you know, the pumpkin spice type thing. It gives it a crazy flavor. That's here. Got my scale behind me. So, in case you're wondering, so I do 2 ounces of cereal, 56 grams. So they say a half a cup is 36. So 1 full cup of cereal is 72 grams. So I do a little less than a full cup. I do 2 ounces. And that gives me 187 calories, and it'd be giving me like, I think it's like 20 something grams of protein, and like the fiber be like 15 grams of fiber. So it's a lot. And then you add the fruit, you're getting a lot of fiber and protein off of 1 meal. And I put it in my app. So it's not much. You know what I'm saying? I know you like to make big bowls of cereal like it's Saturday morning cartoons. You got to deal with that. I'm going to do blackberries. So it's 9.6, but once I deduct 9.6, it's back on the scale. I already know, but it's 1 ounce container, so it's 8.6 of blackberries. So 8.6 of blackberries, 2 ounces of this new cereal, plus this, which is 22 per scoop, right? And I'm doing 2 scoops, so that's 44. So I'm getting a lot of protein early in the morning, you know. New flavor, never had it. So it tastes like Fruit Loops. So if you like Fruit Loops, this is your replacement. As I said, one tastes like Cinnamon Toast Crunch. One tastes like whatever, Honey Grams, whatever that is. The chocolate tastes like, I don't even know, but that's probably the one I like the most. It goes best with the blackberries. The reason I use blackberries more than, I got a ton of blueberries, right? I can eat blueberries straight up later on the day with just as a hand snack and drink a shake. I don't know, blackberries and raspberries, I'm getting used to the blackberries, but it's harder for me to eat them straight up. Like, I need them in the cereal. So, and strawberries right now is wilding. Like, I used to get 32 ounces of strawberries for less than $5. It'd be like $4.24 to $4.50. Right now, them joints is going for like $9. Like, it's crazy right now. I'm used to the blueberries getting out of season and doubling in price. Right now, the blueberries ain't doubled yet. So, you know. And I do a lot of pineapple and melons. I got tools to break them down. I've done videos on that, you know. But this is how I do, you know. And I count all my calories. So I only do about 2,000 calories a day. My app tells me 2,500. So I try to be in the 500 calorie deficit. 500 a day times 7 is 3,500. 3,500 calories is 1 pound per week. So you could lose a pound per week and not be looking like you on Ozempic because you lost the weight too fast, right? It's slow, steady. You can build muscle and not be all sick in the face like you Ozempic people, you know. But nothing against you. You got to do what you got to do. I'm not against somebody taking Ozempic for like 3 weeks to help them get past that thing. Like, I used a lot of energy drinks to do that, you know, just to give me that out of that sluggishness, you know. And bodies aren't made in the gym. There's a lot of you coming back, my New Year's resolution. I don't have a New Year's resolution. I never do. I do stuff every day. I don't need a New Year's resolution. But for you to have it, you know, bodies aren't made in the gym unless, you know, even, you know, bodies aren't made in the gym ever. They're fine-tuned in the gym, but bodies are made in the kitchen. What you eat is how you look. That's why with the Ozempic and you're not eating, you have a certain look, you know. So it's a combination. You got to eat a certain way because you could do sit-ups till your head fall off. You'll never get abs. Abs, everyone in the world has abs. It's about visibility, and visibility is not based on how you work out, but how you eat. So keep these things in mind as y'all start y'all New Year's resolutions that will probably be over tomorrow. But this has to be a lifestyle change, you know? And I'm talking so, like, back in the day, I was close to 300 pounds and got right. Had a bike accident. Went back up. And I'm in my 40s at the time. Usually people can't get back in shape at their 40s. They never. I did it. I got back. And I think I'm even in better shape because when I got back up this time, I was able to build muscle at a higher weight. So, you know, it's lifestyle. You have to be routine. If you're someone that like, oh, I got to have treats, fine. You can have treats. Then count your calories and find a way to up your protein. And you're going to have to just reduce in other areas that day. Because I still eat pizza. I'll still have a slice of pie, a donut, whatever. But then I need to, like, if I have a cake or a donut, I'm gonna have a shake with it to increase the protein because you're getting empty calories off the good food, the good tasting food, not the good food, but the good tasting food. You get empty calories. So add a shake to wash it down. You know, donut in a shake. You know, and reduce your calories in other areas that day. Less carbs, whatever. You know, and you can make up for it. Count your calories. Use an app. I ain't gonna tell you which app to use. Just, you know, whichever one you like. You know, weigh yourself often. You know, a lot of people are like, what are you weighing? Oh, I don't know. Like, why you don't know? You should be weighing yourself, you know, as often as possible. You should be seeing the differences in your daily, you know, because your weight can go up 5 to 10 pounds a day. You know, based on water intake and everything and sleep and everything. So you got to keep track every single day. And that's all I'm gonna tell you.